Senator Lindsey Graham blasting China right there for its handling of the coronavirus outbreak as the communist government ramps up tensions with the U.S., warning of a brand new Cold War. This new escalation coming as Beijing tries to tighten its grip on Hong Kong, sparking a new wave of protests and a violent crackdown. The White House is now threatening sanctions of China in response. Joining us now live, Louisiana Senator John Kennedy. Senator, welcome.
Thank you.
There is a bill circulating, as you know, right now to follow through on that White House threat and sanction China. Are you signing on, and if so, why?
I haven't read the bill, but I'll probably sign on. Look, we have to face the facts with China. First, it's important to distinguish between the people of China and the Chinese Communist Party, which is populated by thugs. Number two, you can't trust the Chinese Communist Party, ever. I wouldn't turn my back on them if they were 2 days dead. Number three, China's strength and China's bullying has been, frankly, caused by the weaniness of the world and the world leaders. For 20 years, the experts and many world leaders have said, be patient with China. Free enterprise will change them. Well, they've changed free enterprise. The United Kingdom never should have given up Hong Kong to China in 1997, and we should have protested more. And fourth, weakness invites the wolves. That's all the Chinese Communist Party understands. We've got to push back, and we've got to join the rest of the world and encourage them to do so, including but not limited to sanctions. We may have to revoke the special trade status with Hong Kong. The people of Hong Kong have got to face a tough decision here. They can get out or they can fight to the very end. Well, but China's taking them over. Senator,
you talk about weakness. You talk about what, as you call it, weeniness around the world. Hong Kong's chief executive had some comments that suggest they think this is going to blow over. Watch.
There is no need for us to worry because time and again in the last 23 years, whenever people worried about Hong Kong's freedoms of speech and freedoms of expressions and protest, time and again, Hong Kong has proven that we uphold and preserve those values.
No need to worry, she said, Senator.
Well, if that's Carrie Lam, I couldn't tell.
Yes.
She runs Hong Kong. She is owned lock, stock, and barrel by Xi Jinping, who runs China. If you take Xi Jinping and turn him upside down and shake him, Carrie Lam falls out of his pocket. You might as well have Xi Jinping in charge of Hong Kong. She's just a puppet.
So what do we do about it then, Senator? When China warns about a brand new Cold War, the president still wants to do trade deals with China. He's talking tough, but he still wants to work with them. Can we deal with a trade war, an economic Cold War with China right now when we're dealing with something like the Great Depression?
Well, I don't want a new Cold War with China, but that's up to China. The first thing we need to do is join with our allies, Australia, Japan, India, Europe, if they'll grow some guts, Canada. Canada's had trouble with China, and we need to push back on the Chinese. Number two, the Chinese Communist Party. Number two, it may mean sanctions. Number three, we may have to revoke the special trading status of Hong Kong. I mean, if Hong Kong is not going to be separate from China, why should we treat them as a different entity? But basically what we've got to do, the world leaders who believe in Western values, or at least believe in the sovereignty of their own country, have got to grow some oranges. The only politician I know of that's really been willing to stand up to China is Trump. I mean, that's just a fact. Hate him or love him, he's been the only one to look him in the eye and say, man, you're not going to shove the world around anymore. You're not going to shove America around. Doesn't mean we shouldn't talk to him, Ed, but we got to stop being a bunch of weenies.
Grow some oranges. I hadn't heard that one in a while. Senator, I want to bring it back here to home in these lockdowns and where we are on reopening. A moment yesterday on MSNBC, reporters wearing a mask and claiming that people around him are not, the citizens in Wisconsin, are not wearing masks. And one of those citizens said, hang on, the guy you don't see off camera, the cameraman, he's not wearing one either. Watch.
You can see, here, just around. Nobody's wearing them. Nobody's, there you go, including the cameraman. Yeah. Katie?
Striking images, Cal Perry. Cal, thank you very much.
Striking images, they say, trying to call people out for not wearing a mask when one of their own team is not wearing one either. What's going on here, Senator?
Well, just like the press and our leaders have asked the American people to be responsible, we need to ask our friends in the press to be responsible. And look, report the facts. Here are the facts. The coronavirus can kill you. It's not going to kill most of us. Most of us aren't going to get it. Number two, we know social distancing works. Stay 6 feet away. If you're elderly and have pre-existing conditions, try not to go out. Wear a mask when it's appropriate. I wear a mask a good bit of the time when I'm on Capitol Hill. Wash your hands. Don't get stuck on stupid. Use your head. Respect the virus. Number three, the best stimulus plan is to reopen the economy. And we're doing economic permanent damage by leaving it shut down. And just call it like you see it. I mean, the press is, well, they need to be more responsible like the American people and just report the facts, in my judgment.
Don't get stuck on...
So much of this is people are trying to tie this somehow to the election in November. And this isn't about the election. This is about safety of the American people and keeping the American economy from going to hell in a handbasket.
Senator Kennedy says don't get stuck on stupid. That's going to have to be the final word. Senator, appreciate you coming on.
You bet. Thanks for having me.